It's already that time of year when families receive that first update on student grades. So here with tips on how to support your student is Dr. Ashley Stevens from Cabell County Schools. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, hard to believe that these grades are already coming in. So why is the first midterm grade report so important?
This is the time when families can be the most impactful.
Okay.
Sometimes it's the time when students need the most help. But right now we know a little bit about what their classes look like, what the expectations are. We know how they're meeting them on their own if we've been kind of, hands off and let them figure it out. So it's our chance to say, like, is this working well? If so, we praise them to death and let them know that they are on the right track and we're here to support them. But it is not unusual for students to struggle at this time of year. That's totally normal. And this is the chance for families to come alongside and say, all right, this isn't really probably where we want it to be. What do we need to do?
So why do you think it is typical, very common for students to struggle this time of the year?
If you put yourself kind of in their situation, but in an adult role, if we have a new job or a new supervisor or new responsibilities, it takes a minute to figure out how do I give them exactly what they're looking for, or to kind of upskill yourself so that you have the skills to be able to kind of reach that new level. So it's not unusual. I think all of us have a transition period, and as employees we don't think about it, but for students, we've got to give a little grace because they're learning a new environment, and for some of them they're in a whole different school or programmatic level. Being a sixth grader is a lot different than being a fifth grader, and the same for our freshmen at high school too.
A lot of new things are happening this year.
Absolutely. Different things to navigate, and so this is a great chance for us to say, like, it appears as though you could use some support in this navigation.
Exactly. So what can we do? How can families support their student?
So when you get that grade card, check it out. Know that by the time you get it, it may not be live. It may not be, the most accurate because kids have had additional assignments. So step number one, if you have Schoology like we do in Cabell County, log in and look at their grades. They may have turned things in anticipating that this report was coming home. They may have additional things that you need to address. So get in there. I know we talk about Schoology all the time, but it is like, kind of peeking over the shoulder of a teacher to see the grade book. You can see what they turned in, what they're missing, how they're doing, comments of, hey, please resubmit, or I loved this, but work on that. So it's a great insight for families. So start there, and then have a conversation with your child. You've got all the data. And so you can say, like, I'm seeing this, help me understand it. Where are you struggling? Are you confused? Are you asking questions in class? Why is there missing work, if that happens to be a problem? From there, you can reach out to the school and also find out what resources are available. Certainly a teacher can give you some insight, but they may also have, after school tutoring, or they might have, a period during the day where they get to catch up on work, where they have extra, adults to help them. So find out what resources are available.
That's a great idea because they may need a little extra tutoring. And you say we should check with their teacher. Is that how we find out what it's available for them?
Absolutely. And your school office or social media, they'll be sharing these kind of opportunities as well.
Anything else that you think that families should know about to really help the kids this time of year?
Absolutely. We have a new resource this year in West Virginia called Tutor WV. And it's through tutor.com, and it allows you to jump in and get kind of on-demand tutoring. You can turn in assignments and get feedback. You can meet with someone and kind of talk through your homework. There's lots of different options. It is a really cool resource, so I would really encourage you to check out Tutor WV.
And is that all done online?
Yes, all online.
Oh, that is wonderful. Okay, where can families find more information like this?
For Tutor WV, one thing I want to make sure I highlight as families are checking it out is that there are also resources for adults. So there is job help. There are kind of self-led classes for preparation for job applications or certifications. There's some stuff for college, so it's not just for your kids. You might find some things that are beneficial to you. But for our folks, if you'll go to cabellschools.com and then go to Families and Family Academy, we put the link up there for you.
Oh, that's great. I love how it's helping the whole family in addition to just the student there. Well, Dr. Stevens, thanks so much for sharing this with us today to help the kids out.
It's the best time of year to step in. So
it is.
Absolutely.